Okay, hey everybody. Another video. This one's gonna be kind of different. I guess you could probably tell from the heading, but so I don't even know how to really start this because I've never really talked about it, and now I'm talking about it with like the world, so that's kind of cool. But I guess I'll just get into it. So I'm at work today, and three people come into work, and they all have Cleft Lip and Palate, and they're just customers that come in, and I was helping them. I don't say anything to them, like, cause I don't really talk about it. But of course, instantly I notice because I have Cleft Lip and Palate, and like, if you have Cleft Lip and Palate, you're gonna notice someone else has Lip and Palate, and so like, I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, like like, there's a lot of people that have this, and so I got on the internet, I started like, actually looking around and checking stuff out, and finds out like some random information, I guess, for it. And I stumble on all these YouTube videos about people that have cleft lip and palate, like talking about it. And I just thought it was great. Like, I mean, because I've had every single surgery that they talked about, and like it was cool, like to hear about that because I don't know. I guess maybe I should tell my story. I don't know. It's not much different than everyone else's, I guess. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Hi, I was born with cleft lip and palate. I was bullied a lot growing up, and then after that, I had a bunch of surgeries. But it gets better when you're older. That's kind of the gist of it, really. I mean, if anyone watches this video and they're younger and they're struggling with this stuff, uh, trust me, like everything turns out. To be insecure about yourself and be insecure about your mouth and how you look to other people and what people think about you, like, I mean, don't waste your time on it because you look different. You have cleft lip and palate. You just have to get over that. I mean, you can't change that. There's nothing wrong with that either, though. Like, I mean, you have no reason to think like, oh man, I am so weird and I'm so different and everyone's gonna be making fun of me for the rest of my life, because there's nothing wrong with having a cleft lip and palate. um, I grew up in a really small town, and everyone that I grew up with knew, like, oh yeah, Blake, there's Blake, he's the cleft lip and palate guy. And like, I didn't get made fun of that much, really, but like when I did, like, it was completely random. Like, usually I was getting made fun of because I was weird, or because I was acting stupid, or because I was annoying or obnoxious. Those were the reasons I got made fun of. And then every so often, someone would say something like, hey, why don't you just shut up, you hair lip? And like that, then I would be like, whoa, I didn't even realize like that was an insult. Like, I remember the first time I heard that, and I was just like, I did not even realize that was an insult. And I was like, is there something wrong with being a hair lip? Apparently, like, I didn't know. I was like, okay, yeah, you just call me a hair lip, but and so, I mean, growing up from there, and starting to come to the realization that I really was different. I was different than anyone in my town, neighboring town. Um, I've only met probably like three people or two people maybe in my life that also have cleft lip and palate, and so like it's like to watch those videos was great. Like, I mean, to see everyone else and see what they um, have gone through and stuff like that, and you know, it's I just can't get over the fact that people are so insecure about how they look because, like, I mean, I look like a human still. I have a nose, I have ears, I have a mouth, you know, and I have teeth. See, just like everyone else, have eyes, and I mean, that's all that really matters. I mean, I think that if you are growing up with a cleft lip and palate and you're really struggling with it, you can always fall back on the fact that you've been through, and I know this, like, I can tell you this, like, I mean, you are probably, like, more of a stud than you ever really thought you were, like, because it's not easy going through that many surgeries. It's, it's hard, like, I mean, emotionally, physically, mentally. If you're, like, a boy and you're growing up, I remember with me, like, it was really hard growing up because I couldn't play football growing up. And so I used to get like teased and stuff all the time because I was weak and I was unathletic and I was really uncoordinated. And half my childhood I spent getting out of the hospital, so like of course that's gonna happen. And so, like, I mean, you need to understand that while they're out, playing football, or they're out running around and be in their group of friends of normal people, and you're the weird cleft lip guy, you're like going through some very physical struggles right now. Things that are gonna like define you as a man or as a woman. I mean, same thing. These are going to like change you and make you the confident, strong person that you're gonna be forever. Like, I mean, it's not an easy life growing up like that. And I know, like, for me, like, I did not grow up with anyone else that had it. So I just had, like, whenever I was, hurting, or if I was, upset about something or anything, like, I just had to just go with it. Just be like, well, that's just how it is. And so I never let it get me down. I always just try to, like, push up from it. But, I mean, you may look different, okay? You may think you look ugly, or you may look, weird or deformed, but you don't. You're not. You're not deformed. You're the most chiseled person on the planet. Literally chiseled, like you are man-made, chiseled out of granite. Everything about you is defined from the heartache that you've gone through, and that, I mean, that's a lot, and you use that. You can use that heartache, or that rejection. Oh, like, I'm an outcast. Yeah, I know the movies make it look really cool being an outcast, but it's not. It's not cool at all. And you can use that to better help you learn about yourself and about other people, and what kind of person you really want to be. You don't have to be upset all the time. You don't have to be insecure. I mean, accept it, manipulate it, and master the fact that you are a wonderful person, and understand that. I mean, I feel like whenever I see someone and they're talking about how they have a cleft lip and palate, and they say, wow, like I'm not pretty, or I'm really insecure about this scar that I have on my lip, or these 2 scars I have on my lip, I just think to myself, like, wow, like, you don't have any idea how, like, awesome you are. Because really, like, I know exactly what you went through when you were 12 years old. I know where you were at, in that hospital, laying in that bed, and just like just dead. Like, you can't move. Your body is so, like, aching and sore, and you're swelled up, and you can't breathe, and you're puking blood, and you just, like, I mean, woke up out of surgery. Hope to God that you woke up with medicine, because if you wake up out of medicine, dear Lord, that's horrible. And I mean, then after that, on top of that, you go through your surgeries, and you go through your recovery, and you go back out in the public, and then after that you have like some rando kid that you'd never even seen before just walks up to you and says, "What's wrong with your lip?" Like, and then you take that, you hear that, and yeah, it may hurt, or it may make you feel insecure or different, but it happened, and it's gonna happen again. And you take that every single time, and you still get up, you get out of bed, you may put your makeup on, or you may, comb your hair up a little bit, and a little ditty, and you still are going to walk up to that girl, and you're still going to say, "Hey, my name's Blake Ellis. I think you're pretty hot. You want to go out on a date sometime?" And you're not going to be thinking about the scars on your lip. You're not going to be thinking about, "Oh my God, I'm different, I have a cleft lip." No, you're just going to be thinking about, I am who I am because of what I've been through, because of the way I was raised. Not because of the scars on my face, And I really hope that people that watch this understand that to say, like, I have a cleft lip and palate, I'm kind of insecure about it. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I'm laying the law down on that, okay? I'm not going to say that it's not hard, because it is. It's different. It's hard. And maybe, I know there's a lot of people out there that have cleft lip and palates that are, a lot more, drastic and worse than me. But you're beautiful. Like, you're absolutely beautiful. And if I could see you every single day, I would tell you that. I was the only person in my family to have cleft lip and palate. I know it's a hereditary thing, and it runs in the gene pool, but I don't know why. No one in my family has it. And the doctors say that I guess that happens sometimes. I don't know. But it's going to be something like, if I have kids, and if they ever had a cleft lip and palate or something like that, I would just, man, I'm happy for them because I know that they're going to grow up with someone who's already been there and can tell them, nah, yeah, just because you have a scar on your face doesn't mean that you're not really a person. Or, or if, I mean, I was under an illusion growing up that I was just like everyone else. My mom did a great job of that. You're no different, Blake, than anyone else. And technically I kind of am. I am kind of different. And I accept that, though. And I understand that that's just the way it is. And I'm not going to be bitter, and I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be sad or lonely thinking that, oh man, I'm just, I have this defect, this birth defect. I just understand that that's just how it is. And if anything, it's made me stronger. It's made me a better person. And I have to trust that when I meet people, I just have to be so optimistic that they're going to give me a chance. They're going to want to see me and not just see the way my top lip looks like whenever I talk or smile or move my mouth around, because it's different and it's deformed and it's not symmetrical. And I don't think that people are going to think that about me. I just have to trust that they're going to see like the real me, and because I hope that I'm more than just an interesting thing to look at or something that people see and say, oh, I don't want to look at that. I can't look at that. I can't stare at that because that's weird and that's different. Because you have to. You absolutely have to. And, you have every right to, too. You have every right. Your character, your person, your heartache, your hardships, the pain, the surgeries, the bullying, anything. The outcastness of having a cleft lip and palate makes one hell of a fucking fighter. And I'm not talking about like a bully, like punch people. Like a fighter like resilient in the fact that you have an internal strength to recover and recuperate and to heal yourself. Because I remember when that kid looked right at me and said, why don't you shut up, you hair lip? I couldn't go to my mom and be like, Mom, someone just called me a hair lip. Oh no, like what's she gonna do? Like, oh yeah, like she's going to relate to how that feels? No, she's not. I can't go to my brother, I can't go to my best friend, I can't go to anyone. I had to sit there and I had to take it because you know what? I was a hair lip. It's kind of a rude thing to say, but I had to take it. And I know that if you have a cleft lip and you're watching this, I know that people have said things to you and there's nothing you can do about it. Because no one else can relate with that. You can't go up to someone and be like, yeah, can you believe Motor Show just called me, whatever. Half mouth or, half lip or anything, you can't rely on others to help you get through that. You get through that by yourself. And you have. And you will. And that right there is so, so admirable. So I'm just going to tell you guys right now, maybe I come off overconfident. Maybe I don't want people that have a cleft lip to see this and be like, oh, that kid doesn't know what I've been through. He can't tell me what's acceptable. He can't tell me, that I haven't, had a reason to cry, because I'm telling you, yeah, maybe you have. Maybe you probably have, I had a pretty easy growing up when it comes to, people. But I know, and I know what it's like when you go outside and people stare at you and say, you know what, his face looks different. They may not say it out loud, but they're thinking it. Okay? If I ever sense that, if I think oh man, I got these people thinking about my mouth right now, just because, I don't know, whatever reason, sometimes you're just in a room and you feel like people are judging you more than usual, That's when I take that opportunity to turn that person around and realize that I do have a cleft lip, but there's more to me than that. I think you would want to, talk to me and socialize with me, be my friend or whatever, not judge me for my mouth, but judge me for who I really am. And I take that opportunity and I strive at it, and I do everything I can to make sure that happens. A lot of the videos I saw on Facebook were people, a lot of girls, talking about how insecure they are because they're not pretty and all this stuff. And, these are vibrant, alive, comedical women, I don't, it's hard to even meet a what you would call, society would call a normal classic, like that perfect female, that really hot girl, walking down the road. You usually don't find those with that kind of personality. And so it's kind of interesting for me to see like these girls with like so much personality and so much going for them, and yet they have a cleft lip, so they're insecure about the way they look. Well, you got so much more going for you than just the way you look. I mean, and I mean, if you think it's unattractive, then in that case, there never would be like another spawn of a person that had cleft lip. It's not that you're not unattractive. I mean, you're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I don't really know how this went. I have never, like I said, I've never really talked about this before out loud. Actually, this is probably the first time I've ever talked about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I hope you guys understand how awesome you are. And for people who don't have cleft lip, I've seen it. This is kind of the inside of the mind of a man with cleft lip, I guess. I mean, so maybe you can take this and learn from it and understand it. So, I don't know. I guess I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.